Don't know why I did that. If you've ever had an exam or any kind of done any GCSEs in this country, you've probably done English. English has probably made you hate writing or even reading. But that's because it sucks the fun out of English. Or any kind of language for that matter. I mean, if you're in Germany, you might take German classes. We end up being given these big books of old text that means nothing to our current lives, or having to write about what a doorknob means, or what the writer intended by putting the colour blue on a carpet. That's not English, that's not writing. Copywriting is where you write a body of text for an advert or a newspaper or a magazine or anything really in the media, and that's where the fun comes from. The words turn into action, and I think that's why I find copywriting so exciting. So copywriting is everywhere, right? If you look at a magazine, if you look at a print ad, if you look at the fronts of shops, it's everywhere. Somebody has probably sat down somewhere in an office, probably in a creative advertisement agency, and thought about what those words are going to be. An example, right? This magazine, the back, inside, was probably all thought out by a copywriter. Copywriting is pretty important for every day. I think what I really want to do is do a couple of videos where I kind of explain what my process is, the modules I've been doing in copywriting in a wider degree of advertising, and show you my thoughts from the original idea to perhaps the finished product. First thing I want to talk about is my first copywriting job. It is a project where you have to remake over a boring sign into an exciting sign through the words used on the sign. And I picked originally a toilet sign, but that didn't go very well at all. So I ended up picking a eye chart. I'm used to going to the opticians. I know that they can be quite boring to read. Everyone sees them the same. There's nothing that exciting about them. So I picked the eye chart so I could make it a bit more exciting. Specsavers have a real history of being a company that plays with comedy.
I'm sexy and I know it. I'm sexy and I...
So it really does fit within the brand, and I think the reason why I picked Specsavers specifically was mainly because it was an eye chart, but also because the other brands don't have that part of them that would use this kind of wit. So the initial idea is that I will use the eye chart to create a secret message, and the lower down you get on the eye chart, the message kind of changes its tone. Here is the first draft, and I just drew that on paper, and then the first kind of initial thoughts were that I don't need swearing. We use swearing way too much when you're in first year, I guess, and everyone goes a bit too hard on it. Basically, my thoughts were on the final edit was to make it more like this, which is one of the final edits. It was to organise it to look more like an eye chart. It was to put the letters, a very bog standard Arial font, next to the letters to spell a sentence that everyone can read. The lower down you go, the trickier it should be to read it. And if you can read it, then you have 20/20 vision. It serves a purpose, it works, it's a bit of fun, and it makes people feel better if they can read it, because it makes them feel like they've accomplished something. I think if I was to tweak anything more on it, it would be to make the smaller letters a little bit bigger, because I mean, even I struggle with glasses to read it, so that is a bit defeats the point. And also the spacing is a bit off, so I need to change that as well. But other than that, the actual the copywriting part of it is pretty much done. So I just need to change a few things. But if you have any thoughts on this one, or later on any of the other work that I do, just comment, just tell me, ask me, what would you change, what would you not change, what do you like about it, what do you hate about it. If you hate it that much, maybe don't say anything, maybe just go and get some anger management courses or something. But if you want to help me out, cool, that'd be really good, and I'm willing to do the same. You've watched this far, so you've done your bit.